Uh,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I seen Sanaya Rivers on live, and she was with a white lady, and I was trying to figure out who that was.
Apparently they're besties. The girl been talking to her on live, and so now she like decided to meet her in real life, which congrats to her, I think.
And this is why we need a WNBA team in North Carolina. I'm gonna be like that nigga Conrad that always be in everybody's lives. Like, at me, please, at me, guys, at me.
Hey,
But hello, welcome to another episode of Pull Up Three. I am Paragon Don.
I'm Jamae.
and I'm Jay Trent.
Today we'll be talking about All Star selections or our All Star picks, Commissioner's Cup, uh, hosted by Jay, and what else? It's still some things. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Um, but yeah, do we want to present our All Star picks first?
Yes, I will let you go first.
Okay, I'm just gonna share my screen.
Oh,
Boom, my All Stars.
Sabrina. Oh my God. He know how
Slim, I
viral
love
it is. Block him. Look, you already, this is strike two. Get him
This?
out of here. Get him out of here, guys. Really,
Listen.
you on two and a half. So you
Listen,
really cutting it close.
to my credit, I feel like the I feel like the Liberty are entirely too good to not have two All-Stars because I left Sabrina off originally because I was like, something feel missing because I had Skylar, Brittany Sykes, Alicia Gray, and Ryan Howard. And I was like, somebody has to take this fall. And unfortunately, it was Ryan.
This is not no
I
team activity. This is pick
I
your
know
favorite. I don't hold on.
I know. I understand that. But my rationale was I was thinking about I was really just thinking about how like consistent everyone has been, and I just feel like they've been a little more than Ryan specifically. Not to, she should very easily be an all-star, like easy. She is just not my starter, unfortunately.
This is crazy because Brittany Sykes is losing. She's on a literal losing team.
It be like that. She,
it.
This
Sometimes
man is voting for white women. This is crazy.
whoa,
it
This is
it
crazy.
whoa, whoa.
it
Mm-mm-mm.
might be it might be a bit of a Slim is definitely a vibes pick. But you know what? You know what? That's okay
Listen,
because
if we're voting based on agendas, I could change this whole shit up.
What else would
oh
you be
see
picking? Oh,
I
what? Hold on. Why else would you be making all-star picks? Like, what other reason do you vote other than to get your agendas off? Why are
I,
you worried about who should actually make it?
oh, that's how I vote. If how I think should actually make it. I didn't know that we were not voting based off agendas. All right, hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen.
no no no
Let me
no
go
no
back.
no no
It's
No,
you
still
you don't have
no,
to. You don't
you've
have to.
already laid your,
You don't
you've
have to. You
already
don't
no,
have
shown
to.
us who you
no,
are.
no,
Like,
no,
you've already
no,
seen
bro,
it.
no, bro, no,
You've
bro,
already seen it. I don't know.
no, no, bro, no, bro. Hold on, hold on.
That's crazy. This man picked Sabrina Ionescu, who's putting up a stinker right now
It
on
be
before Ryan Howard.
it be like that.
Mm-mm. Death bill anti-black. And on Juneteenth at that. This is crazy. You're never beating the allegations.
I'm
Wow.
I'm I'm mad at them right now. So
You're not picking them either.
I'm I, I'm mad at them right now. But it's okay. I will get over it and we'll be all right. But Um,
I'm crying.
All right,
Sabrina fried my team, by the way.
I made my
I know
subs.
we haven't gotten into that yet, but we'll get there. All right.
I made my subs.
And Enrique. He's still crying. He still said fuck Ryan. I'm screaming. This is out.
Skylar, Leash, Paige, Paige and Enrique. You know what? I'm with it.
See?
I'm with the agenda.
Exactly. This is how you agenda.
So I'm gonna go ahead and submit this.
Don't be putting your email out there. You see they're stealing emails now.
Somebody
Hacking
finna
people
vote for you
accounts.
tomorrow. Somebody finna vote for you tomorrow with just Caitlin Clark.
That's that is sick.
Just Kayla Clark, I'm screaming.
Why does
You
shit,
gotta agree to the terms and conditions, Don.
boy?
I'm hollering.
I feel like one of them niggas that be
We
asking
know he
Grant for
ain't voting
shit.
every day.
No, wait, but it still won't let me do it.
Bro, you have
I
to put a
wonder.
slash in between the numbers. Your ass is not reading. This is the problem. America has a literacy problem.
Dude, I feel like anything that makes you put your birthday automatically puts a slash. Why?
It usually does. It usually does, and that's why this is funny.
Why do I have to put my own slash? Y'all got AI taking orders at the fast food place, but I gotta put my own slash for a date of birth?
This
What
is
the fuck is up with
WNBA,
that?
baby. This is the wrong group to be complaining about.
What the fuck is that? Niggas got AI friends now, and I gotta put my own slash for a date of birth?
I ain't even vote today. Who am I voting for today? I swear to God, I've been voting for a different group of people every day.
Yeah, me too. I will be doing that, which means I will be voting for Ron Howard tomorrow because I'm still mad. So right now, um, my ballot, I got front court. I got Fee, Asia, Satu, Stewie, Aaliyah Boston, and Taylor Thornton.
Ooh, Kayla Thornton. Interesting. Okay.
I got
Yeah,
war flashbacks.
I got to talk. I have more Valkyrie stuff to talk about later too.
Okay.
And my four guards are Leash, Skylar, Sabrina, and Paige.
Y'all are really doing white women on Juneteenth. This is crazy. Y'all should be ashamed. Oh my
This is
God.
my
My
ballot for today. There will be a couple of
today of all days,
cuts.
Jay?
Listen. Tomorrow we will be back. I'm still mad, and I remembered that I had to talk about the dream today. So, but tomorrow we'll be back. Tomorrow I'll be voting for Ryan Howard. Tomorrow I'll be. Do I have any front court agendas to push? Actually, I'll vote for NECA tomorrow because I didn't vote for her today, but I will vote for her tomorrow.
I don't know who I'm gonna vote for today, but these are the people I voted for the last time I voted. Fee, Aaliyah, Kiki, Gabby, Asia, and Azare, and then Ryan Leash, Skylar, and Brittany Sykes. I don't know who I'm gonna take off right now. I think I'm gonna swipe. You know what though? To Brittany Sykes, although I hated the little AI thing, she really wants to be an all-star. So I think I'm gonna leave her up today, and we're
I
gonna
actually should have
swap.
took her off originally for that because that was some bullshit.
Because why did you do that, girl?
No,
Like,
I actually forgot about that. That was some bullshit.
I'm gonna swap Skylar for because clearly I have to love and support the Atlanta Dream on my own today. I will swap Skylar for Arike. Everybody else that front court, I'll swap Azare for who do I want to vote for? Hmm.
Listen, man.
Oh, AT.
If the
I think I won't vote for her at
if
first,
the
but
nigga that live with him won't support him, I think that's something that speaks volumes.
y'all have no loyalty. I'm gonna vote for Aaliyah Boston. I don't care how much she pissed me off. My sister is getting voted for every day.
Shit, Asia, lucky I voted for her.
I didn't want to say it, but I almost didn't vote for her. A couple of times I've had to be like, do I want to keep her? She's been injured and
Yeah.
her
I'm also tomorrow I'm swapping out Satu for AT. I don't care about games played. She's probably been my favorite player to watch this year. Like she's in that conversation.
Did somebody say MVP? Did I hear that?
I think that's unfortunately that is Fee's award to lose.
She's gonna
She
lose at this rate.
She's gonna get second place again
losing it
or
to
third.
AT. It's funny because I remember um in 2023, I remember we were kind of saying that we thought that AT should have won it because I mean she did have one of the greatest seasons ever. Like I don't hate the fact that Stewie won, but I felt like
I do.
but I felt like AT I was like I really wish they like she didn't get nothing. Like she lost the MVP and the DPOI because they gave that to Asia. And I was just like, she didn't get
But it's like
nothing.
I'm less mad about the Asia depoy only because like Asia's defense is so loud. Like 2023, she was
Yeah,
fucking hooping, bro. Like I
yeah,
like
no, she was.
she like she was incredible. So like constellation prize depoy, sure. I mean,
Which
she
I
was
don't
still.
agree with, by the way. I don't agree
I
with it, by
don't
the way.
agree
I
with that
remember
either, but it's a thing
but
that happens. It's a
people
thing.
do say,
It's a thing that happens.
yeah, people, and it's funny, it's interesting because I feel like this is kind of a general W thought. You usually don't see like pretty much every player in the MVP conversation has a depoy case. You usually
Yeah,
like that's I don't think that's that common. Like I feel like the consensus top 3 or 4 players in the W are like great defenders.
What are like what are the last couple NBA MVPs? You got Shea, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis,
Those were the last 3. And Giannis,
Harden, Russ,
Steph.
Steph.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's not to say that all of these guys are like weak defenders, but not all of them are all defense level defenders.
It was really Giannis and Embiid and Shea kind of.
Shea low key could have made an all defense team. But
But
yeah,
you
it's
think
really
of
just
the
like yeah, you really don't see like because I remember somebody asked, will we see anything like in the W in the NBA where the top 3 for MVP and the top 3 for depoy are all the same? And I don't think so.
absolutely not.
I don't think the men's game will I don't think that'll happen.
Because I think if you look at the last WNBA MVPs have been Asia, Stewie, John Quell, EDD, Sylvia Fowles, NECA, Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Tina Charles, Tamika Catchings, Lauren Jackson.
This is this is all clamps. Like it's not like it's
yeah.
it's,
I do think the W being a much smaller league in a sense has like makes the disparity much shorter.
mm-hmm.
Like you kind of can't be a superstar without being a good defender. And mostly because all of them are forwards. So like
Bro, all these
like
people
you can't even
outside
put
of Maya Moore, all these niggas are bigs. Like even in
I
looking
mean
at
catch.
even
I guess
if I'll say go back, my bad.
let me say
let me
Tamika
see.
Catchings is like a wing, I guess.
Yeah, I was like I wouldn't say catch is a big, but other than that, I agree with you though.
So like
Like
you have Maya Moore, Tamika Catchings, which is she's arguably like the best defender ever. Um,
Literally 5-time D-boy.
Arguably the
Talk
arguably
to
the
him.
arguably the
Talk
GOAT.
to him.
I saw recently. I saw someone that say that Catch might be the GOAT.
And she has a
Talk to him.
wonderful case. Uh, in DT are like the only like guard wingish players. Because even
Yeah,
like you got Cynthia Cooper, Yolanda Griffin, Cheryl Swoops, uh, Lenora Jackson, Lisa Leslie, and then yeah, you get into the rest of the people I named. So like, I also did not know that Diana Taurasi only had one MVP award.
Why would she have more?
it's hard to win. It's hard to win multiple. Like
It is hard to win multiple. I
But I think for the guards, like for DT, like she was probably the greatest like offensive guard they've seen at the time. So it's kind of like we kind of not you have to give it to her, but we have to give it to her. Like she's shown us something
we hadn't seen.
different.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's, so I guess my thought, you don't see a lot of specialists in the W. And I think part of that is because there are so few roster spots. Like, how many players do you when you look at the roster on your team, you say this player can only do this.
Yeah.
Like usually if you only got one pro level skill, you probably didn't make the pro roster.
I'm very
Because you
interested
think
to
about because like you think about in the NBA, you'll see specialists who only plays defense on the ball or only shoots threes. But that league got 400 something players. So you're more likely to see those specific skill sets kind of sneak in there.
I think
In the
I think it's because I think it is a roster spot thing, but I also think like when you think about it though, like the teams, and I'm thinking about the teams who've won championships recently, like they kind of do have a specialist though. Like Vegas with Raquana was their 3-point specialist. Um, I feel like New York is kind of a weird situation because they already have 2 MVPs on their team. So it's
Mhm.
kind of hard to be like, oh, but really Leonie Fibich was like their defensive specialist.
Yeah, and then they like as the season went on, they found out oh she can actually do everything.
Yeah, like,
So,
oh, we'll just keep adding shit to her bag. But like
yeah,
that's kind of what she was assigned. I mean, that's her role, I guess. Well, Banaja is that like we know
mhm.
she can score when she really need to, but like
Yeah. Now,
defense is
yeah,
her
like
thing.
there's definitely players who have one skill that is elite. Like you might have one elite skill, but you usually have to have
Something else.
something else in your bag.
Yeah.
Of course, if you can do multiple things at an elite level, it's like yeah, you'll be one of the best players in the league. Period. Like it's not a coincidence that we revere Asia and Fee and AT and Stewie the way we do.
It's really like it's like the WNBA is filled with a bunch of Hakeem Olajuwons. It's like all these niggas play both ways.
Yeah, like but I think I think that's a plus though
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
because 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 defensively your team isn't going to have many weak spots. Most of the players out there are going to be good defenders.
Yeah. I think the thing that I think I don't want to say it limits the play styles, but it kind of does feel like everyone is playing the same way. Like I know it's not you can get specific and it's not that, but it's kind of like every team, at least it feels like not every team necessarily, but like teams are started like trying to build their rosters the same way. Um, which it doesn't have to be, and I feel like we're kind of starting to see that like not be a thing.
Mhm.
But at least from a fan perspective, so many people want the teams to be built the same way. It's like
Yeah, and I
that's not
think
gonna happen over there, Buki.
so. And I think part of that is fans will look at it and say, the Liberty just won the title doing this, so we need
Yeah.
to do that. But styles make fights, so I think there is some value in assessing the roster and trying to find a scheme that fits them instead of having a scheme already thought about, and then your roster comes together and you say, okay, well, we got to make them play like this.
Yeah. I do think a lot of teams, especially all of the young ones, are dealing with that problem. Like,
Mhm.
there's a vision for how this team should look, but these are not the pieces to complete said puzzle. Um, which like for a team like Dallas, for example, like they're like we want everybody to score philosophy. Um, in theory, it could work.
Mhm.
Um, but that kind of I wouldn't even say that they don't have the personnel for it because I feel like they do. I think everybody
Yeah.
they have can actually score. Um, maybe putting those people in the right positions at the moment, like during in game, is a struggle right now. But I think it's something that's gonna eventually show up. But like it look crazy right now because they don't have that like they're not used to playing like that.
I think
Yeah,
one
I
of
think
something I would love to see is like I think in the NBA, I think it's very easy to kind of notice the way the game has changed and evolved through different eras, and like especially from like you look at every 5 years, like the game has just changed so much from the way teams and rosters and organizations look and like play styles look from now to 2019 to 2019 2014 to 2014 2009, like all is a very distinct eras. uh I would love someone to break down like WNBA eras and the different play styles of these eras, because like obviously like the WNBA has been very uh big heavy for a long time. Um, but it's just a matter of like what type of changes, big or small, have these teams made over the course of the almost 30-year history to stay competitive and stay on top and like redefining offenses and defenses and all this stuff. Like that's the type of stuff I would love to see broken down.
yeah, I think that's reasonable. I kind of wonder. I also think it's kind of going back to the Dallas point. The fact that the league is so post-centric and we see them kind of scrambling for post players, especially now that that you got Lou and Tierra McCowan, they're both gone. They trade for Lee Rue, which I think helps some, but I think having that type of dominant interior presence is important. Because like I saw people comparing the numbers from Paige Becker's first 9 games to Caitlin Clark's first 9 games, and how they're basically identical. And then you look at the team record and how different they are relatively. And some of that is,
Were they different?
I mean, I don't think the people were 1-10, but
Y'all were definitely winning.
it was rough.
We was not winning like that. Hold on, we was getting like Kaylin's because we played Connecticut twice.
Yeah, I do remember.
We was getting our ass smacked for like at least 2 weeks. I mean, we did. I think we had played like Washington. Like we had like a should win game, and then we won those games. But like we were not cute for like 2 weeks. But
yeah,
to be fair, our record was probably better. But like
that was a rough. And I think what that comes down to is the post play for me. Like I think Indiana just had more reliable post players, and I know Aaliyah Boston kind of got off to a rough start last year.
That's probably why the Fever got off to a rough start.
I mean, I think it's a direct correlation though, because the post kind of it paces your offense too. Like it was clear that they needed to balance Aaliyah, who had thrived, with her back to the basket, you know, her post footwork and all of that. That was how she got her buckets. And they needed to find a way to balance that with the offense that Caitlin Clark wanted to run, which was a lot of high pick and roll. And there was growth from Aaliyah that was needed on that, and there was growth from Caitlin that was needed because I got to figure out how my post player wants the ball. How do we play off each other effectively? Yeah. And part of the reason that Dallas has struggled is you got a different post player out there every game.
Basically.
So it's not even the point guard and the post player have to build the chemistry. I don't even know who the post player is going to be in the game tomorrow. Like, and now you got another post player that you just acquired in a trade, somebody else that you got to learn how to play off of. So yeah, I understand the frustration for Dallas. I do think that it has to go up from here.
I guess I'm like the Dallas thing. Dallas is interesting to me because like it almost feels like to the different post player, it almost feels like they do some shit different every game. Like where they're, and I get that it's probably most of that is probably because like you got Dejanay initiating offense, which like in spurts might be cute, but when that's your like main line, I don't think we want to be doing that. And also just like Enrique being doubled, not passing it out, not hitting shots. It just they look chaotic. But I don't know. I feel better about them, but it is something that's like I feel better about them because their defense has gotten better, but I will say I was thinking about this earlier, and their problem is that Maisha Hines-Allen and Alyssa are the same girls defensively. Okay, like they will give you something, like they'll have you one play where they like, yes, girl, beat her ass, and then the next play, it's like, what are you doing? Like, were you paying attention? Like it. I rewatched the clip. The clip came up of the game the other night when they was playing the Valkyries, and Maisha got the block on the girl. The ball went out of bounds, and instead of looking at her, she's like turned around, and her man is in the corner, and Maisha is like looking this way. It's like, girl, you should feel that person in the corner. You just got the fucking block. Why would you not go get your man? Like, what are you doing? Like, as soon as she did it, I said, did all of that for what? She lucky they won that game though, because that would have been really not good. But yeah, they have too much of that problem of just not being locked in long enough, which I think they'll figure it out. I think it'll be fine. Anyway, yeah.
Do we think, and this is more of a question for like how we see like the future of the game progressing, where you have players like Alyssa Thomas and obviously Kaden Clark, and then like kind of Paige. Do you think we'll see more like do it all players, like kind of more in like the Luka Harden role, of like, all right, you getting rebounds, you scoring, you getting assists, like one person running the show?
I think that's the kind of player that every team wants. I don't know if I don't know if we're at a place yet where teams will be like, oh, everybody's gonna have one of those.
My hot
Like
take,
I don't know if we're there yet.
is that it's not good basketball because
That is
when
also very fair. And that don't stop NBA teams from like employing them and supporting them, which is like, and some of them be getting real close and like it gets you wins. It's just a question of I don't think we've really seen it win everything. I mean, outside of like LeBron kind of, but
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 he
that
but
see,
LeBron
and
has
that
that's kind of
that
specifically been around good
yeah
role players.
yeah,
So
yeah
and that's
like,
kind of the so this is I feel like that's kind of the point here is that when you have that type of player, that's a player that's great to have. It's a type of player that everybody would want. But now the onus is on the GM because it don't matter how like you have to maximize the roster around that player.
yeah,
And I feel like when it comes down to it, that's more important than how like is it oh are we running this offense where this player is the sun and everything revolves around him. It can work, but you have to there still has to be a system there. Like I know, Alyssa Thomas, she is the system. But you still have to there still has to be specific skill sets surrounding her to make that work.
yes,
So like you think about those Connecticut teams that got to the finals and couldn't get the job done. It was clear that they needed AT going, but the key to the offense was everybody pitching in and being involved. So I think regardless of the level of talent of whoever your star player is, what matters the most is the way that the team around them is constructed. Because you think about that Aces team when they drafted Asia and drafted KP and drafted Jackie, it took them a little while to really build that team out to a contender. A lot of it was bringing in Chelsea Gray, bringing in a point guard who can be the distributor because we've drafted all of these scorers, all of these play finishers. We didn't have we didn't have a playmaker who can set all of them up and can also create her own shot off the bounce. And she kind of ended up being the glue on that postseason run, especially that year in 2022 when they won that title and um they beat Seattle in the second round and they beat Connecticut in the finals. She ended up being the difference maker.
yeah,
So I feel like the onus is on team building. And how you look to fill out a roster around your superstar.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that like as a sports collective, teams are good at that.
Yeah.
Without it being like a New York, right? Like you have a number one pick plus two MVPs plus a perennial all defensive player, like all of these like big pieces um that are have come together to like work something out. I think that's too to the Valkyries point why they're such an interesting team. Like I think Kayla Thornton or maybe it was Timmy, one of them was saying like they're all like six women's on a team. Um which like as a as a long-term prospect, you don't really want your team to be like that. You do need somebody to just go off consistently. Um but it does make it interesting too because you know what skill sets they have. Um, and basketball is about matchups, and you never, like, so you never know which you can exploit, but like that then becomes to your advantage. Like, um, when they play Dallas, your post players aren't great defenders. They will fall asleep. We're gonna eat you up in this paint. Like, and it was very clear that the Valkyries were trying that despite being known for being a 3-point shooting team. Like they were trying to go inside, they were trying to drive. So like I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to me to see how they build out further because obviously like they didn't. I don't think they set out to be a 6 woman on a man year team. That free agency didn't go the way they wanted to, so they had to just accept what they got, which is fine. I don't. It's fascinating to me that they thought they was gonna like hit big in year one. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I'm interested to see like what because I feel like this is a good foundation. Like even if they don't win another single game, like if they don't win another game for the rest of the season, I do feel like they built an interesting foundation. Their arena is fun. They play hard. It seems well liked. Um, so I maybe they'll have better luck next year.
Yeah. I think something that's working in the Valkyries' favor. I don't expect them to make a deep run this year, but I don't think that matters. I think what matters for them is building a baseline and establishing an identity. And I think they've done a good job of that to this point. Because it feels like they've gone into the season saying nobody's expecting us to win these games anyway. So on defense, we flying around. On offense, we getting shots up. We're finding a way to make these defenses have to work. And that's with Tip missing a lot of games.
I no shade, but that might be to their advantage. I hate saying that about players and teams, but like sometimes people being injured helps. Um,
I I
to
think
Sammy, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say to Sammy's point, people were like rooting on their downfall. Um, but now they're ranked higher than the Aces. I I am still rooting for their downfall. I'm not gonna. I am. I don't actually want to see them succeed. But I was gagged when I looked at that fucking standings, and I was like, oh my god, if the season ended today, they would make the playoffs. Like,
That's gonna do so much for the city.
I was like, oh,
Also,
girl.
I have to mention it. I can go ahead and put this out now. Natalie been out for blood. Like like she won it, and I'm not changing my coach of the year pick. I still think it's gonna be Sandy, but I'm so impressed with the way the Valkyries look, and it's not, and I guess I know that it's kind of a people like to give coach of the year to, oh, we thought this team was gonna be bad, and they're not as bad as we thought. But so I wouldn't do that. I still think that um I think that the Liberty are, historically they're on a historically great pace right now. But I think that the Valkyries just the baseline is there. And that's doing it for me.
I I do have. I mean, I think I said this last week. I have to give them their ones for the intensity alone. Like just coming out ready to play, like a kind of an urgency. Uh, like it almost feels like they're all playing as if they might get cut tomorrow. It's like, girl, you gonna have a job. You
And they, and they
like
might,
that hard.
And they might. I think they know.
they might. They say, look, I've seen how y'all get down. Um, it,
You know what?
it ain't safe, right? But it's funny because you think about it. This whole roster is basically players where our teams was like,
Yeah, like girl, come
like,
here. We don't need her. Which is it's crazy because I like honestly I wouldn't be shocked if like low key on their board every day was revenge. Like we going to see your old team beat their ass. Like let's go in there and let's
oh, they said when they played the Aces, they said Kayla Thornton said she not on the Liberty no more, but she inherited the beef.
literally the beef going everywhere with her. I was like, girl.
I'm sure.
I have to respect it. I do. Um, and I do remember. I do think it was Kayla Thornton who said this is like a team of 6 women candidates. So it's like we all kind of just there's no superstar, but there are players who are superstars in their role,
Yeah.
and I think that has kind of worked to their benefit so
Mm-hmm.
far.
And it's like my 1 through 5 might not be better than yours, but my 6 through 10 will.
Yeah,
And they're ready to play too. Like it's like they get in and like, look, I know I'm gonna get some minutes. Like I have to come in and do my part, even if it's my, my 15 minutes of fame. I'm gonna do my 15 minutes and I'm gonna sit back down. Um, I was thinking about this random like the other day, while I was watching the Dallas Valkyries game because I was like, Kayla Charles came into that game playing Kyla Charles playing like I'm like, girl, you ain't playing like that all season. Like you was on this team and you won't play like that. And it's not to say that like she didn't look good all season because she has like she was a part of the roster for a reason. Um, but I was like, girl, not making these little silly turnovers. Like she's aggressive, like in the right instances. Like, did your IQ get better overnight? Like, what's T? Like, what's happening here? Um, and I was like, I wonder if players would play better if they like if they knew that their play was like based on like how well they played. Like, I
yeah.
obviously
It's
not a
like
contract for you, you're gonna get paid, but
yeah. I
like girl,
think
if
that,
you don't perform today, we will be holding your paycheck till next month. Like what
but
I wonder.
honestly, I feel like that's why we see a lot out of the hardship players.
Yeah.
Like it's like people are still like, why has nobody signed Ari McDonald? Because Ari was hooping. But also, Ari is in a situation where I ain't got to sign with nobody. I can wait for an opportunity to come up. And when it comes up, I will be there. Like it was funny. We all said, "Oh, the Sky should just sign Aaron McDonald. The Sky don't have a roster spot." But in the event that they make that sort of move, it's like that feels like the obvious decision to make.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, and I feel like to Aries' point, like that's probably a good decision for you because it's like y'all are a rebuilding, like y'all have a young core. I'm young too. Y'all need to either make me a part of that or I'm not showing up to that bitch. And that's kind of good leverage to have. I mean, I'm sure she's probably not walking around with that attitude, but I would because y'all low key need me more than I need you. You know, I got good tape out right now. I'm knocking down threes. I done learned the offense on the fly. Stephanie White has given me my flowers. You see the material. So, no.
Right. Uh, Dallas, after they brought back Kyla Charles and they signed Haley Jones. I love that for her.
My,
Um,
my sister is on her journey women year. Lord.
yeah, it's been
Bless her heart.
it's been a rough year for her so far. But
Listen,
hopefully hopefully she can stick somewhere.
Miss Charles got cut, and they said, "Hold on, before you leave, we still need you." They
Yeah.
gave her that hardship contract, and she hooped. She said, "I swear to God, y'all not cutting me again. Y'all gonna have to get somebody else out of here. And
What you
if y'all do cut me, somebody else will want me." That's gonna be one of those things where it's like, it's another one of them things where it's like, damn, we really need 15 people on the roster.
Bro, that video of the fucking, I hate that it's all I keep talking about Dallas because I feel like it makes it seem like that's the only team I ever watched in my life. But video the other day, somebody posted of the Wings players about to run out onto the arena, and I swear to God, it was 7 of them in a circle. Like, how are you a basketball team with 7 people? This is not rec league. Okay, we're not 12-year-olds. Where are the people? Where are the personnel? Like, y'all can't even get you a serious hype circle. Like, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Yeah, they gotta they immediately CBA negotiations like that has to actually be at the top. Like they can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, the season might be it might be a lockout next year. Like
And I'm
like
all for
Y'all
Iran.
gotta do what y'all gotta do.
like Toronto Tempo and the soon to be returned Portland Fire. I am so sorry, but we gotta clean up some business first.
Yeah, because they gotta work this out. They gotta work this out because they cannot keep living like that.
Jay, would you like to go ahead and talk about your Commissioner Cup?
Yes, I would. So the Commissioner Cup championship has been set. It will be played on July 1st. It will be the Minnesota Lynx will be
Boo!
representing the Western Conference, and Jamae, your Indiana Fever, will be
And
representing
everybody clapped.
the Eastern
Woo!
Conference. Yes. I am not clapping if you haven't noticed, and this is why. So on Tuesday night, the Atlanta Dream were in Brooklyn, playing the Liberty for an opportunity to compete for the Commissioner's Cup for 2025. The Dream
Okay,
um
wait,
were
hold on. Before you say where I think I needed to be very clear that all Atlanta had to do was win, and they were going to the Commissioner's Cup. Like that's all they had to do. Atlanta had
all
There were 3 scenarios. Okay. Atlanta wins, they go. Indiana wins, and Atlanta loses, we go. New York was Indiana loses, and
Yeah,
they
New York
win,
win
and they
in New
go.
York. Yeah,
Okay, but continue. Sorry.
right. Yes, all the Dream had to do was win the game. So it's funny because I remember we got out to this huge lead. I believe we were up by 17. And I did not let that get to me because I am familiar with my teams and how they do me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that, we have a new coach. We're running this new scheme. We got new personnel. Atlanta sports teams will break your heart. And lo and behold, in the fourth quarter, the Dream broke my heart. And it's one of those things that what's coming and you're still not prepared. Because I was just like, they will find a way. They will find a way. And it just the the offense just the offense was lights out in the first half. Like Sabrina was getting hers, but we had an answer for everything. And New York kind of went through a little slump offensively, and we were on it. Like the Dream were excellent. And there are a lot of positives to take from this game. I'm just mad right now. So I just have to
Get it out your
Get your
system.
head out.
You got to do what you got to do.
There was a lot for the Dream to be proud of in that game. But for now, what I'm looking at is the way that the game ended. And I said this, I tweeted this too. The What ended up being the difference in the game is down the stretch, when it came down to it, New York stars played like stars, and ours didn't. That's what it boils down to. Um, I was glad to see. I was glad to see Ryan Howard try to find her drives and get to the basket. There was a play with there was more than one possession left on the shot clock. There was a Ryan Howard drive where She went up with the intention of drawing a foul. And I understand the frustration saying that it should have been called. Like I saw fans saying that they talked about the refs, and I just I can't, y'all. I can't. We were up by damn near 20. So it's very difficult for me to get into ref conversations when we're up that much and then we end up losing the game. They say the refs wouldn't have even had to get involved if you take care of business. Sammy says, I think Tahina Pow should have played more. She should have. She had it going in the first half.
I wanted to ask you about that because
So
she was hooping, and then I tweeted like, why did Tahina only eat? Because she had what 14 minutes in the first half, and then I looked again, and she had 16 minutes, and I said she didn't play more than 20 minutes, and somebody said she was getting hunted on defense, and I'm like, sure, maybe, kind of,
and
but
she
like, I don't
was,
know if that makes
and
sense to me.
she was like they, and honestly, that's a good game plan. That's a good game plan for the Liberty. Um, you could tell they ran a lot of action on offense where they said we're going to make sure we're going to put Pow Pow in action. We're going to make sure that she has to play up because it's going to be more difficult for her to do it than it will be for anyone else. And that is true. That is true. I do wish there had been, and I think that does kind of put Smesco in a weird spot because her offense, she really had it going. early on, and in the second half, she didn't really get a chance to get going because whenever she was out there, they picked on her. Like the game plan was, we're gonna pick on Tahina, and that is true. And I wish that there had been a little bit more balance there. That which is another thing that I think is a positive to take away. I do think this can be a learning experience for her and for the coach and for the entire roster. Like I don't want to look at this as all a negative. He said, "Why sit proud when she was cooking?" Yeah, and I understand that it was a defensive thing. I understand that he trusts Jordan Canada more navigating screens on defense and things like that. Um, I do think the plan will be for Tahina to take the reins from Jordan at some point. We're not there yet, but I do think that's what the plan is. And I also think that this is the ideal scheme for Tahina to play in. So I think it'll come. But I do think I think what the loss is frustrating just because gave up we gave up uh we gave up that big of a run in the second half. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. Like
Well, I felt bad because I swear to you, like, I'm like, Atlanta's playing so good. Let me out. Fever game was on the same time for anybody who didn't know. So I was watching that game, the first half. I try not to watch multiple games at once. It's too overstimulating. Um, but I was like, oh, let me just cut on Atlanta. Like they're up big. Like it'll be cool to watch both. And then as soon as I cut the shit on, Atlanta started losing. I was like, let me cut this off. Because maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the drama. Like, I'm like Sabrina getting to the rim. She's giggling, having a good time. Let me cut that off. I do not need to watch that. And
yeah,
then
it's
ultimately, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a frustrating loss because I felt like I knew that, New York would be favored, but I was thinking, we us playing as well as we played up to this point. Jonquil is not playing this game. Um, Phoebus is not. Well, JJ did play, but not much. I think she was on a minutes restriction. But like we should have been able to take care of that. And it's frustrating. And I know that it's like I know people will say, oh, growing pains and all of that. It's 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 frustrating. It was a frustrating L. I will be okay. Um, we can compete with this team, and I can't stay mad forever. So I just have to get over it.
I'm screaming. Well, at least
Jermaine.
how are you like being a Fever fan? Are you even allowed in a barber shop now? I don't know what that means. But no, they tried to jump me because I called Sophie weird on TikTok. And I stand on that. She's weird as fuck for that. And this is my problem. This is actually my problem. Um, I was my problem is that Caitlin Clark is a villain. Okay, for lack of better term, Caitlin Clark is a villain. Like she plays with how we always talk about Skylar Diggins has this like competitive spirit, like she gonna make some shit up to be mad about. Caitlin has that same gene. Like whatever it is, she gonna make herself angry so she can play better. Which I'm okay with. Okay, I'm okay with her chirping at people. I pushing off. I don't care. I actually don't care. It's fine. If that's who you are, that's who you are, right? Um, my problem is everyone like seemingly wanting it to be other people's problem. Okay, because you can't be a shit talker and expect people to fight for you, right? I mean, like if you gonna beat a big dog, you gotta beat a big dog, right? Like you can't. Granted, granted, I do. Your teammates should like, stand up and support you and stuff. But like, don't start fights that you cannot fight on your own. And I think the Jacy thing is it's funny because Jacy and Caitlyn, like, they've been competing with each other for 5-6, like, they know each other really well, like, really, really well. They've been defending each other for years. Jacy know how Caitlyn get down. She knows how to piss that lady off. Like, she know her, so like, it's easy to tick her buttons. But Caitlyn uses that. Like Caitlyn getting frustrated in games doesn't really bother me because, like, again, that's kind of like, okay, like, now you done made me mad. Now I gotta get your ass back. Okay, like, now I gotta do something. So like, her pushing Jacy, I think the problem was she pushed Jacy not expecting anybody to defend her, because that's typically in all of their other interactions, nobody comes to Jacy's defense. I don't think she was prepared for Marina to push her ass. But clearly she didn't care about it because she did it again. She pushed that lady twice. She pushed that lady twice. And she got defended. Like, Marina defended her both times. Like, I cannot be mad at Marina for that. Like, stop putting your hands on people if you don't want them, if you don't want something else to happen to you. Like, I don't care if that's what you want to do, but like, don't do it. And my thing is, like, people are like, the internet tried to make it seem like Sophie made that hard foul on Jacy in CeCe's defense. The Fever fan base seems to think it's because Jacy chipped Sophie's tooth in the previous game, and so she was still mad about that. Which, like, that's still extremely petty. Like, I mean, outside of punching you in your face, how the fuck she chip your tooth? I don't know. I don't understand that. I'm not gonna argue about how that happened. I don't care. But that still was so unnecessary. Like, we already got our beat back. Get back. We're beating them by 17. Like, they already lost. Like, they honestly lost in that third quarter when Jacy and Caitlyn again was chirping. And now Caitlyn hyping up the crowd. They already lost. They were not making a comeback at that moment. We're up 20 points, guys. Like, it was just no reason for her to do that. And so, like, saying all that to say, like, this idea that the Fever need an enforcer is like, you want an enforcer when your star player is docile. Okay? When your star player be minding their business and they don't do nothing to nobody, and people fucking with them, that's when you get a nigga to be beating people up. She is talking shit to folks. Like, you cannot like talk shit and then expect other people not to do that back to you. Like, that just, in no part of the world is that a thing that people do. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe white people do that, but like, that's not a thing. Like, you not finna talk crazy to me and then think I'm not finna say shit back to you. No, girl. That, like, what's up? Like, what's up? And I don't know. It's getting like, no. If CeCe want to be a villain, it's cool. I'm all for it. But like, stop. I just hate that. I just hate that people try to treat her like she's. I just hate that people coddle her. You know what I'm saying? She on the floor telling Jacy, like, what the fuck you gonna do about it? Like, she out there saying, like, you can't do shit to me, right? Like, she popping her shit. And then you got people on there like, somebody needs to protect her. Not with that mouth. With that mouth, no ma'am. She can protect herself. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't.
It's like why we gotta protect the girl that's throwing rocks?
Literally, she's starting to fight. I'm not protecting her. And And that's the thing that get me too is like, it's funny because like I feel like all the black players be kind of just like, all right, y'all, chill out. Like we know she nuts, just chill out. And people want like people want Aaliyah Boston to get up there and be a big dog and be like, don't protect my PG. Girl, fuck that. Like, why the fuck am I gonna get in fucking Skylar Diggins' face because you just pissed that lady off? Y'all know she nuts. Like, this lady is crazy. I didn't start no fight with her for a reason. She's nuts. I don't want to deal with that. And you,
Who
know.
my thing to that is also when BG be trying to get on Aaliyah, who be for Aaliyah?
Don't nobody make a move. Aaliyah, fucking BG be fucking elbowing the shit out of her. Be but damn near fucking Heisman in her like all the time. Nobody bleeps. Nobody blinks an eye. Everybody like, damn, BG and Aaliyah really hate each other. Like every time it happens, that's all people say. Nobody says, "Oh, protect Aaliyah." Bitch, y'all need to jump her. Bitch, hey, that's who need protecting. Like y'all need to fight her.
Like it's just like it's like you got it's like you can't um they be saying, oh, we gotta protect Caitlyn, like Caitlyn not grown.
Bro,
And
grown
it's,
as hell.
and I feel like that's what it boils down to. It's just like, oh, but it's like oh, she just playing. She just competitive. She just love the game. It's like, watch out. Watch out.
It
She got all this smoke. Like in the chat, it says she be leaning over her shoulder asking for the smoke. Exactly. And then when somebody run up, it's like, wait. Somebody else go handle that. It's like, no,
that be my thing is she'll talk
this is
shit
the
to
game.
somebody.
The game is about the back and forth. Let's like let's do that.
She'll talk shit to somebody or like push them or something, and she walks in the other direction immediately. Like she's like, y'all handle my light work, and her light work be handled.
But that's my thing. Is like I don't even think she really like. I genuinely do think it is just like all basketball for her. Like I genuinely think she's shit talking to kind of make you mad, kick you off your game a little bit, but also like okay, like this bitch talking crazy to me. Like let me like I think she making shit up in her head. I can't lie to y'all. I really feel like that. Like I think she be telling herself stuff to like hype her up. It work. It works. It's fine because like once she kind of get mad, like now she kind of like she get mad now she hit a shot now she's in a different plane like now she's hooping on some other level which is great but like I think that she be forgetting that like sometimes the shit you say has real repercussions like you can't call nobody a stupid bitch and then expect them not to you know what I'm saying and not respond like yeah you just want to hoop after you said that but like no like you actually have to like deal with that. You can't just say that and like go ahead about your business. Cause like yeah, cause to me she don't really be like her walking away to me still tells me like she really don't think it's that deep. Like
Yeah.
she arguing with Jacy, but like this is like just another thing. Like, oh, okay, like, all right, come on, let's go. Let's get back to the game. But obviously nobody else is reading it like that because you talking crazy right now. Like you doing a lot right now. You really doing a lot. And you can't get away with it in the way that you once could. You know, like you could do that in Big Ten basketball because you got people like Jacy on the other side who are brushing it off. Like Jacy don't give a fuck about that. Like Jacy won't worry about CC pushing her nor the first time, nor will it be the last time she pushed her. But obviously, you got Marina on her team now, who is like a fucking nutcase. So she's like, "Oh, negativity. Let's get into it. Let's get real negative right now." I just,
I think I do think that's kind of what it comes down to. And it's like, you know, Caitlin Clark might just not be likable. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with being unlikable. Sometimes sometimes it's okay when your team has the unlikable player. This
yeah,
is like, is it now? when people don't like you, you kind of got to stand on that. Like you. I mean, it is what it is. But
I think DT did a wonderful job of being unlikable.
But that's the
yes,
thing. I think people like public perception DT is unlikable, but like no player has ever really said anything bad about her. Right? It's like she fouled the shit out of you in this game, and then afterwards she gonna hug you and be like, "Hey, you did good today." You know what I'm saying? Like
But I
it was
also think it's
crazy on the court,
because
but she left it there.
I think it was because she was willing to commit to the bid.
Yeah,
Like it is committing to that villain role. It's like I'm going to be the biggest asshole in the world on this court. But when this clock ends, we could do whatever you need to do. I'm gonna tell you whatever I tell you. It's great. And I think Caitlyn hasn't got to that yet of being willing to commit to the bit all the way. And I also think it's because people aren't allowing her to commit to the bit all the way because people are trying to make her seem like this like dainty girl. And it's like Jay said, like that is a grown ass woman. And it's okay that like she gets into altercations sometimes. It's not always everybody else's fault. Like sometimes it be her, and that's fine. The other day, Candace Parker was talking about how like her beef with Gino, and she's like, "Oh, not," and excuse me, how she doesn't like Gino and Gino doesn't like her, and she was like, "Y'all need to be more okay with like women not liking people. Like, it's okay for women to not like people. It don't have to be beef. It don't have to be this big problem. It's just like we don't like each other, and that's just it. And like, it's I just think people aren't allowing her to fill in the villain role all the way because people want her to be the savior, and people feel like everyone owes her something at times. But again, I also think this is one of those things. It's like it's really not Caitlyn's problem. It's like the people that talk about her problem. Like
yeah,
it,
it's very like people just cannot stand the fact that Caitlyn and Angel don't like each other. Like I promise y'all, it's okay.
like that means one of them has to be jealous of the other, and more than likely it has to be Angel. And it's like she just don't like that girl.
It's like,
That's
oh,
okay.
she's jealous because Caitlyn is better at basketball. It's like, it's like it is okay. It is okay. They don't like each other. It is fine. It is fine. Like I wish it could just be that. I wish they could just not like each other, and people would not have to turn it into something else.
yeah.
My main and the problem with the enforcer thing is I think like when people pick and choose when to consider a player dirty is crazy to me. Like Dejanay had them couple hard fouls earlier this year, and like people were like, "Oh, Dejanay is a dirty player. She needs to cut her nails. She did such and such and such." And it's like, since when are we calling Dejanay dirty? And then of course JC has had her altercations, and like now people have been like, oh no, JC's a dirty player. Like she's always getting somebody hurt, blah 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 blah. It's like, what are we talking about right now? But then Sophie does her big one, and it's like she's just an enforcer. If anybody got some tape on them to say this girl is dirty, Sophie got more like I'm about to hurt you highlights than like hooping highlights.
Bro, she has a Draymond Green tape, and that's not a compliment. Like that is like literally a criminal offense. Like we've seen you, and you've probably been in the league less than he has. So why do you have more film than him? Like I don't
So
see.
Sophie has Draymond Green highlights without nearly as much of the accolades. Like at the very least,
Without the basketball highlight.
Draymond Green is
Literally,
arguably the best defender ever and one of like the best like playmaking bigs ever. It and Sophie Cunningham is just Sophie Cunningham. Not that she's bad at basketball, but it's like, nigga, what you just don't have the skill on the court to make up for you putting people in the headlock on a fast break with a minute left. But people
In a
will
game
defend
where
her for
y'all are up
that.
by
But
in
in
a
a
game
game
where
where y'all
y'all
up
up
by
by like
17. Like
it's like
that's why
y'all
it's
about
like
to be up by 20.
y'all are calling her an enforcer and calling it a get back. Like if you're gonna be an enforcer and it's your get back, you do that as soon as the next play happens.
Literally. And that was my other thing. I said, I'm like, they were like, well, Sophie Cunningham was on the bench when the altercation happened. That lady they was in the game together after that point. Like, if you even wanted to make a point, you was on the floor with that other lady. Okay. So if you wanted to enforce something, if you wanted to hard foul Marina, because Sophie, you defending Marina is not a far-fetched thought. Like, that's not like we picked you up so you could be a 3-and-D. That's your job. So you defending Marina would not even be crazy to nobody. And yet we've seen nothing happen. Nothing. Not a single thing happen. And now all of a sudden you fouling that lady. Like, I can't
Three and
lie.
D, and the three stands for destruction.
No, because that's really all she's done. Like, don't piss me off for real.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like we're picking and choosing who to call an enforcer now. And again, I really think it's because, and it's really, people have been endeared by Sophie for a little minute, which I partially don't know why. Like this goes
No,
back to
hold on. No, because no, this kind of came from left field. I swear to
no,
God.
no, but remember during the 2021 finals when Kalia Copper got in her face and like that was a whole thing, and like people were like talking about, oh, like why Kalia Copper do that? Mind you, it was very justified. And then
I
like
don't
in her
remember
subs
anybody being
I
on
remember,
Sophie's side though.
I remember
I did, but
us like our people not being on her side.
Okay, that's fair. You know what
But
though? That's real because after I showed y'all that muse account for her, or the fan account for her, I was like, this is some weird shit. I kid you not. I seen hella white people talking about, like, on my For You page. It was just white people after white people just saying like, oh, Sophie Cunningham is so great and all this. And I was like, in what fucking world do I want to see these tweets? Like, what did I like that made y'all think I wanted to see this? Like, half of these people I'd have had muted before. Like, how did y'all get through here? Um, it's just, I don't know.
So yeah,
It was
I think
strange.
she's had this label for a little minute, but I think it's definitely been uh grown exponentially because now of her proximity to Caitlyn. Because even last year, when people felt like people were picking on Caitlyn, it was, oh, she needs someone to protect her, and now the most dangerous person in the league is on her team, and so now it's like, oh, this is the enforcer we need. Like she's not an enforcer, she's a dickhead.
It literally, bro. Um, I'm screaming, Ghost, whoever you are, you are insane. Actually, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but you're insane. And I saw your previous comment about that jersey. I would never. Don't piss me off. I don't lost my train of thought now. That caught me off guard. Anyway.
So yeah, I just don't like how we're picking and chooses when to call people enforcers and when to call people dirty. Um, I just I don't know. Seeing going on, and again, this is my fault for going on WNBA Reddit, but like
oh
the fact that I went on
yeah,
there
I mean, now
and
to be fair,
it is Reddit,
there's nobody else to blame in this situation.
but
But
me. But like I went on there and I'm scrolling on my little feed and like I see like the video of them getting into the altercation. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to hear like them talk about how like Sophie Cunningham's an asshole. And it's like, wow, this is enforcer just what needed. Jacy Sheldon just did all that. And like I can't believe that she got ejected and Marina didn't and I'm like, what? What are
Bro.
we talking about right now?
Folks was so mad Marina didn't get ejected. And it's like, I get it. But my problem with that is that, like, again, it goes back to Caitlyn being an insane person. She'd have put her hands on this lady twice. So at minimum, she deserved a tech and or flagrant because both of those times were unnecessary despite being light. So you cannot throw Marina Mabrey out of the game for defending said teammate when this other player has started this shit twice. Like, dude, this is 2 times now. Like, y'all let both of them go. You can't, like, you just can't be mad at that. I cannot be so mad at Marina because she defended her teammate. My PG is starting shit. Again, I don't think she really means it. Like, I don't think she trying to like. I don't think she really want to fight Jacy. She just want to talk shit to the girl. But at the same time, like, actions have consequences, and you are on it. Like, Marina Mabrey is nuts. Like, she's nuts. Like she's nuts. And that's my thing. If Sophie Cunningham had got in the game on the next play and pushed the fuck out Marina, I would have been like, yeah, beat her up. But like, you waited too long. I done forgot about the shit happening. Like the game, I done forgot about the altercations altogether. And now you bringing up old shit. Like, it's over now. Maybe I that.
Like, Marina pushed her twice and you attacked Jacy Sheldon. Like, come on now.
That shit was nuts. And the crazy thing is, like, even after that, I was like, oh, like, this is fun. Like, the girls are fighting. And then, like, I'm like, oh, no, these bitches really want to fight. Like, wait, I didn't really mean that literally. Like, we just wanted a little scuffle, move on to your bench. Too much. And it's always my team, bro. Like, Kayla, I need you, the sister, to... I saw some Fever fans. I realized that I have so many Fever fans muted because obviously so many of them are just racist. But outside of the racism, like, some of them just, and this is not an exclusive to Fever fan thing. Anybody who be riding for a team too hard, you get muted. Cause you probably not screwed too tight if you going this hard for anybody. Ace fans. I had to mute a Louisville fan because why are you talking to me? I don't give a fuck. If you going too hard about anybody, I gotta mute you because you not something not right. But I realized I have so many of them muted, but I think my TL kind of took a turn because I was like scrolling through the profiles to see what the narrative is about the team, like what people are talking about. Because I don't see that stuff, obviously. And somebody had posted like, no more de-escalation committee, like, let's get negative. And I'm like, y'all cannot afford to get negative. Like, nobody else on this team is negative. Everybody on this team is fucking peace, love, and vibes except Kaylin, bro. And it's okay with me. I love girls who just hoop and want to go home. Do your job. But anyway.
No. I'm trying to think if any other crazy discourse happened. But yeah, Sophie Cunningham will always get 5 thumbs down for me. No matter the situation. Because that's just not a good, she's not even like it just goes beyond basketball. Like, even like, and not even talking about like political beliefs or nothing, because like that's an entirely different subject. But like, you are really just a bad person on the court.
Like that. It's funny because they were talking about like that. Like, Sophie Cunningham is a dirty player. I remember like the people were. It was so funny to see people dancing around that when it comes to like they pick and choose. It's like we'll dance around it when it comes to. They was like, oh, Dejanay is a dirty player, or who was what they talking about? It was so much shit during that game.
Like,
AT is a dirty player. Like, Sophie Cunningham is a dirty player. Like, there is film. Like, we can run back all the tape. We just seen it.
Like, we can see you, Buki.
And Alyssa Thomas has done some shit.
No, she has not.
But there is no one. There's no. If we made a pyramid and a tier list, Sophie Cunningham has her own shrine, her own wing. Like this, you own this, and then if we plug and place everybody else under that. But it starts with her. You done trip niggas, push niggas, hurt people.
And and the fouls are just so all over the place too. Like, it don't matter if it's under the basket, at half, like, she probably got a foul call at every point on the basketball court. How that is possible, I don't understand. Like, why are you fouling people? The ball not even in the screen. Like, what are you doing? Like, Sammy, I'm glad you brought that up. I do think her not getting suspended is crazy. I do think that's nuts.
Yeah, like I understand the thought process is gonna be, oh, we gave her a flagrant too. And it's like, yeah, but it's levels to it. Like,
yeah. And
like that was
like, you did, like, it was very obviously intentional. Like, it was very obviously like, I did this on purpose. And she wasn't remorseful about it. Like, she did the shit, and then she was low-key squaring up because she saw Jacy getting up. Like, now I said my devices, lady. But it's your own fault again. But look, she didn't throw rocks out of her hand. She kind of stood on it. So I do give her a little bit for that. Not too much, but a little bit. But you can tell, like, it was hella intentional. And like that you can't, I feel like you can't get away with that. Like, you shouldn't be able to get away with that.
That is the only positive, is that when Sophie Cunningham do some bullshit, most of the time she stand on it. She'd be like, yeah, I did try to knock your ass out the air. And what? And what?
it's just like, come on now. That's not a basketball play. Like, it's not. Like, you can't do that. Like,
literally, you cannot do that. And yeah, so I do. I mean, I don't think any other player will, like, really internalize that and be like, all right, I can go do this. Because I don't think the consequences are going to be the same, but she definitely should have got suspended.
It felt like even if it was just a 1-game suspension,
yeah,
I would have been like, okay. Like, I ain't saying she got to miss the commissioner's cup or whatever, but like a 1-game suspension, I would have been like, yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
I just want to say my last thing on this is that the fact that people were like, Sophie Cunningham is a black belt, they don't want to mess with her. Girl, these girls don't give a fuck. Girls don't give a fuck.
That reminds me of that picture. They had this picture of this boxer, and they had him next to a picture of Aaron Donald, and it was like, how are we going to explain that the man on the left would beat the man on the right in a street fight? And somebody said, no, he would not.
Like, you are not even going to have enough room on the basketball court to do black belt activities. If we're in a tussle and I grab you, that's it.
We don't have time for that, mama. Like, you're cooked. You are cooked. Whoever started that is crazy. I saw people reaction to that, but whoever started saying that is actually crazy. Like, why would you even bring that up or promote? We didn't need to know that. We did not need to know that, bro. Oh man. Before we get out of here, I'm actually starting the AT as MVP. I'm starting it. I'm starting it today.
I support. She been hooping. I support.
I was going to I was kind of whacking her a little bit because them turnovers was kind of high. Girl, I know. Look, it's pouring down. I don't know if y'all can do that. But anyway, them turnovers was looking a little suspicious. I was gonna start whacking her, but she just had a what was it? 18, 15?
18, 15, and 7 or something like that.
Yeah, and she beat the Liberty guys. Something she was struggling to do. She was struggling to do before. Look. And she didn't have Colin Copper. They cooked them. So, AT MVP, Depoy is on the way, actually. Yeah.
Jay, would you like to say the line?
Yeah. I believe all hearts and minds are clear.
Well, this has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don.
I'm Jamae.
And I'm Jay Trent.
And we are out.
I don't know who this man is.